and then gradually, as many of us come to know, it seemed to just kind of fade away. And I got more and more bothered by that. And one day I was so bothered by it that I said to the Lord, I'm going to go to church and pray. And I won't leave there until you tell me what it is that's wrong. So I went to church and I prayed. And I was there for an hour or maybe 2 hours. And, well, after 2 hours I left. And I didn't really know quite whether the Lord had made clear to me what was wrong. But I noticed that I did feel closer to the Lord. And so what I resolved to do before I left was, tomorrow I'd come and I'd do the very same thing. So I came the next day and I prayed. And I spent some time there. And I left, and I wasn't really quite sure that the Lord had told me what was wrong. But I noticed that I felt even better and more in tune with the Lord. Well, that went on for 2 or 3 days. And at the end of that time, I noticed that my relationship with the Lord, my life with the Lord, was a lot better. And that was the way the Lord taught me about daily prayer. Through the experience of going and praying each day for a period of time, the Lord used that to make clear to me that that's what I needed to do. That I needed to spend time with Him every day. And that I couldn't just rely upon what He'd given me when I was baptized to carry me through constantly if I didn't spend some kind of time in prayer each day to renew my contact with Him. And the Lord uses those things in many ways. And it's a real experiential thing for us. As we live the life of the Spirit more, we can experience the Lord teaching us those things. And as we turn to Him more, we can hear Him saying to us, take note of this experience. This is something that's come directly from my hand to teach you. I'd like to say a couple things that are maybe in the category of warnings. It's very true that we can experience the Lord leading us, speaking to us, and teaching us. You know, sometimes He does those things without it being something that we can directly experience and say, yeah, that's it. But He does do it in a way that we can experience it many times. But what we also need to know is that we need a discernment as to when we feel led, whether we're being led by the Lord's Spirit or by something else, particularly our own impulses or our own desires. We need to be able to discern where that leading is from or where that voice is from. You know, we can hear all kinds of voices. And one of the most common voices we hear is the voice of an over-strict conscience. And sometimes we equate the voice of our tyrant conscience with the voice of the Lord. We hear a voice, but it isn't the Lord's voice. Sometimes we feel a leading, an impulse to do various sorts of things. We feel the Lord's leading us to do something, but that's not what's going on. This was underlined for me about 2 years ago, an incident which for me was another instance of the Lord trying to teach me something, I'm sure. 2 years ago, within the course of 1 week, 3 different girls came to me, well, either came to me or I heard about, and they said that the Lord was leading them to marry the same person.